My motivation for starting videoing people in catalysis was primarily due to the failure to get Emmett at a meeting I organized to honor him. Then when I came back, I failed to get Leonard Drake, who was the discoverer and inventor of the mercury porosimeter, and that really motivated me to get started, so that with the help of Maurice MICHEL, who was president of the North American Catalysis Society at the time, I was able to get the equipment, and that was in 1987. Unfortunately, I do not have a video or a movie of the person the first award is named for, Eugene Houdry. He was a pioneer in catalytic cracking and developed his process at Paulsboro, New Jersey. He left Houdry about 1950 and went on to form OxyCat, and he's shown a picture of him with his auto exhaust catalyst. The first award was the Emmett Award for excellence in academic research in catalysis. Emmett is a perfect role model for this award in that he excelled in research. His results are just as accurate today as they were when he developed them. His work has stood the test of time. I was able to get 6 one-hour lectures Emmett gave at Oak Ridge National Lab, and an example of his ability to handle questions is shown.
Could you elaborate a little, Dr. Emmett, on the statement you made whereby the hydrogen in your lanthanum nickel compound is denser than it is in normal liquid hydrogen?
This is a statement that's frequently made, but I wasn't satisfied with the statement, so I calculated out the density of LaNi5H5. 5 hydrogens tucked into the 5 nickels. And the density of these materials goes up, I guess, to the range of 6 or 7 grams per cubic centimeter. And it just turns out that if you take a mole of this material, which will have 2.5 moles of hydrogen, and calculate out the space that it occupies, and the space occupied by liquid hydrogen, that this statement is true, is something more than 50% higher compaction of hydrogen than corresponds to liquid hydrogen.
Michel BOUDART, like his thesis advisor at Princeton University, Sir Hugh Taylor, was a very well-organized scientist, as the following video will show.
We have continue over the years to look for more examples of structure insensitive and sensitive reactions. The best example of a structure-sensitive reaction, which we have been able to find, is the ammonia synthesis.
Professor Robert Burwell was a true academic researcher and excelled in designing catalysis experiments. How would you describe Sir Hugh Taylor?
Well, Taylor, of course, first he was a very busy man. He had usually lots of things going on. But nevertheless, he came through the laboratory every day once. And the standard graduate student view was that if you could show him a graph, he would be happy.
Frank Ciapetta moved through several industrial positions to become Vice President of Research at W.R. Grace. As President of the Catalysis Society, he was involved in organizing the first North American meeting. The following video of some of Dick Kokas's students illustrates the impact that he had on them.
It's pretty gifted to be a TA in that lab. Mm-hmm. I mean, you had to be able to handle glass blowing, and it was an experience.
Was Dick teaching freshman chemistry when you came to?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that the most interesting rule that he had to ensure that students, TAs graded these things properly, was to, if the students had a complaint, they had to come in at 6 o'clock in the morning on Monday to answer the complaints.
For 100 years, Irving Winder has excelled in research and management.
You describe some of the people at Bureau of Mines when you went there. Keith Hall, Milt Maine.
Worked with Bob Anderson, and Bob was in charge of Fischer-Tropsch work, and he had a great whole series of Fischer-Tropsch reactors lined up. A fellow named Floyd Schultz, who had worked with Paul Emmett,